Welcome everyone. Today we're going to be doing a trigger kit install on a 3S GTE. And before I open this box here, I'll just explain to you guys what we have here. This is a coil unplug kit from Racer X Fabrication. It contains pretty much everything we need to install a proper triggering setup, full sequential setup on a 3S GTE. So before I open the box, we're just going to go over some background as to why we need to do this. So here we have a 3S GTE. I've already converted this thing to run coil unplug with the 1ZZ coils off of a Corolla. This factory Corolla coils. And they're currently triggered by the factory distributor. We're no longer using the leads anymore. We're just using this distributor solely for triggering. So this distributor tells the ECU the current engine position and cam position, and it relays it back to the Mega Square 3 that we're running in here. But there's certain limitations to this setup, one of which is when you rev this motor really high, particularly above 6,000 RPMs, the timing starts to wander a little bit, and we don't want that happening at high RPM and high load. This here's a complete kit from Racer X Fabrication. I would like to thank my supplier, Velocity Racing Performance, for providing this in a timely fashion and at an excellent price as well. And also the guys at Racer X Fabrication for designing such a kit that directly bolts onto this motor. So we're going to go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. So let's start from the top here. So here we have 3-wire Hall effect sensor. Should be 2 of these, one for the crank and one for the camshaft. So that's our 2 sensors. And we have over here our trigger wheel. I decided to go with a 12 tooth, so I'll tell you why soon. This is the hub that the trigger wheel will bolt onto, and this will bolt onto the crankshaft pulley. This bracket here is for the coil packs. There's something nice to fasten the coil packs to the head. And you have all your hardware. And this is the crank sensor bracket along with its hardware. And it's I assume more hardware. There's 2 bolts I'm assuming for this. This is the cam sensor housing. This here is the shaft with the sensor pickup on the end. And these are pull-up resistors, 2400 ohms or 2.4K, whatever you like to call it. So yeah, this is pretty much what's included with the kit. My initial thoughts, the machining on these aluminum parts, they look fairly well machined. Let's see if I can zoom in for that. Machining on the bracket looks pretty nice. Same with the cam sensor housing. My only disappointment here is the machining on the trigger wheel itself could have been a bit better. See if I can zoom in here and focus it. There's a lot of sharp edges and burrs. We're gonna have to file that down. And also, one other thing I noticed that I didn't really like was the fitment on this hub. It's not 100% perfect. And this fitment actually really needs to be perfect because the distance that the sensor has to sit in relation to the tooth, it's only 1.5 to 2 millimeters, so any wobble in this wheel whatsoever is not good. So I'm sure we can work that out when we install it. I also just wanted to do a comparison here. This here is a Holley 36 with one missing tooth trigger wheel. I just wanted to compare the quality. The machining on this one's actually a lot better, and it's also quite a bit thicker as well. And they're also similarly priced. So this is what I'm used to expecting when I get a trigger kit in terms of the quality of the wheel itself. Versus this one here. Let's put them side by side. But in terms of functionality, it should do the job as long as it's installed properly. So that's pretty much what comes in the kit. I'll go over a little bit of theory about triggering, engine triggers in the next video, and then we'll proceed to installing this bad boy.